Venus, Mars, and Moon, trouble and romance. Pluto signifies trouble with femmes. Aquarius in partnerships, no chance. In Hades, Moon, power struggles with them. And Neptune making sure fantasy comes. Reigning supreme in sex, just fantasy. Tortured by all the proud social memes. Only in fantasy have I ecstasy. Afflicted Venus, affected socially. Square the Moon, seen as eccentric. Thanks to Moon in Aquarius, shyly. More platonic and less electric. Idealizing love, so unhealthy. Neptune in fantasy, so not wealthy. Planet of restriction in the third house, making communication difficult. Saturn is here. I must stay as a mouse. Alas, the stars incline, not all my fault. A faraway sibling by mere default. Saturn, placed in the house of siblings. As well, I say, in an earth sign, gone galt. But alas, a keen remembering, Saturn cleansing the mind, good placement for learning. To the house of home lies a stellium. In Scorpio, low self-sufficiency, signifying introversion some, needing help with his disability. Alas, it also brings tenacity and insight into the human condition. A probing mind, deep sexuality, Venus and Mercury in position, expressing sex and love in unison, an erotic depth in poetry, colors of words, lavender and crimson, deep limerence though, if unworthy, and personal power in Scorpio, up to the point of seed and embryo. Moon and Pluto at war, power struggles, with women placing on a pedestal, idealizing them just for example, a source of frustration, safe going postal. But alas, rejuvenation, his pal, a chance for transformation and growth, letting thoughts emerge in mind like crystal, a challenge to get to know for both, but for him an existence of love, hand to mouth. He bids some mean crushes in his lifetime, thanks to Neptune and Sag in the 5th, saying fantasy in 5th all mine, yet in physical none to share it with. Drunken idealism and dark myth, drugs playing part in recreation time. Rich fantasy life, none to have it with, but he can share drugs and indulge so fine. With platonic women, partake in crime. Drugs bring them to talk together and share their troubles and making life rhyme. Once a puff inhaled, forever. With the green smoke and time, they share the deed. Sex and affairs, life rich with fantasy. A stubborn man is he, 11 fixed aspects in his chart, so set in his ways. The dark side is he on women transfixed, an overrepresentation at play. But alas, it can make him concentrate on details to please a woman, and he thinks before he does go to say, cast out of his sexual prison. Only if routine to him, act in unison. The lion is rising, the great showman, not brute force, but by example. Coldness also coming in opposition. He leads his many admirers ample. Center of attention by example. He means not to lead, to put on a show, but by his tics give people a sample of his real self when Leo is low, thanks to the water bearer when it shows, putting on a showman type facade, but only those closest to him should know his authentic self when nonchalant, Mars and the moon in his chart fight for space, a conflict of energy and star lace. Venus square the moon and Mars, a conflict, afflicted Venus for beauty and love. In its fall Venus troubled soul depicts, affects the love life, no smooth sailing dove. No Jupiter here, no expanding Jove. Women in beauty don't come easy, no hitting it off, no fitting like love. House of home at odds with the carney, and the moon brings out his true eccentricity. Aquarius in seventh house, marriage, only relationship so short-lived. Influencing, not a baby carriage. Uranus encourages less to give. Detachment, platonic, his way to live. Intellectual thoughts, an even flow. Getting it off the ground, not prerogative. But alas, unusual love also. If he finds his niche, will she love him so? He shies away from deep partnerships, seen as awkward his intimacies blow. To ask her out, take helm of the ship, unusual ideas in living, polygamy perhaps, contributing. He wants to fit in but can't due to nerves, and his condition Venus squaring Mars. To have smooth talk with women now absurd, a harmonious grouping seems so far. Even to talk to them it is so hard. Maybe if Venus was in the sky, and Mars cast somewhere else in the chart, he would be a real ladies' guy. But that's not the case, and in the sky, stars don't lie.